Yes, people, welcome back to Premsy TV. Real recognize real. We got Dan Potts in the building from Lee Judges TV. Talk to me, Dan. How are we?
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure to be on, bro. I'm not gonna lie, me and you, I think, are on the same wavelength, but not all fans agree, man. There's a lot of different opinions out there, which I absolutely love debating about. But I think tonight it's about talking about where we're at, and it was a pleasure for me to accept your invitation, mate, to come on because I'm a big fan. So thanks for having me, man.
No, it's a pleasure having you on, man. Seeing your fan cam yesterday, I thought, you know what, I need to get Dan straight on because you're just speaking sense, Dan. And you know what it is as well. As we've linked up at the games many times, half time, we've always spoke and we've always been on the same wavelength. The problem is now is we're out of two cups in 2 weeks and the top four's done for me. So where do we go from here? Where do we actually go from here now? Because my problem was, and everyone knew it at the time, sack Arteta after the three defeats and bring Conte in. We didn't act on that. And now, if we do sack Arteta, who is it that we're going to bring in? Because people do say Graham Potter. I like Graham Potter. He's done all right at Ostersund's. He's worked through the divisions and stuff like that. But I still don't think Graham Potter will get us to where we need to. He might get us playing attractive football or whatnot. Better than what Arteta's doing right now. Better than what Arteta's
Yeah,
doing right now. But we need an elite manager, Dan. And this is why I'm stuck as an Arsenal fan. I don't want Arteta. I've never really wanted him since he's got here. But I know the club are just going to stick with him, and that's exactly how it's going to be for the rest of the season and potentially next season as well.
yeah, it's interesting that you say that about Graham Potter, and I think where I'm at is I look at 4 or 5 managers outside of the top 6 that are doing a better job than Mikel Arteta with ridiculously less resources.
Yeah.
Patrick Vieira, an actual proper legend of Arsenal, yeah, is doing a great job at Crystal Palace. Some of those players that he's got in and some of the players that he's looked towards now have really done so well for him this season. And I think that they were definitely candidates to be relegated. They were favourites apparently to go down. He's done a great job. Graham Potter, he is getting Danny Welbeck and Mopé scoring together. Yeah, we can't get Lacazette and Aubameyang scoring together. What is Ralph Hasenhortel doing? I can never say that name. He
It's a bit of a
has
mad
done
one
an
still.
unbelievable, yeah, it is a bit. He's done an unbelievable job with Southampton. Goes close to that relegation, always drags them back up. I think personally, when you look at what the other managers around them are doing, this guy is definitely not having a good season in comparison to some of the others. Bruno Lage, absolutely amazing at Wolves. Another manager at Brentford, Thomas Frank. These are managers that are doing better jobs. Do I want them at Arsenal? I would say no. However, if we were looking towards this project or process that people go on about, one of those candidates would have been better than Mikel Arteta because they have experience and they've worked their way to where they are now. Mikel Arteta's first job at Arsenal was never the right decision for me, and this is going to take a very long time to get close to the top 4 if we're going to stick with him. I think this guy should have gone at the end of the Villarreal game, personally.
100.
I wanted him gone before that, but a lot of people were saying I was being harsh. I saw him take over Arsenal with an Unai Emery team that won the FA Cup, and that for me gave him credit in the bank. I thought, right, everyone gets a free trial. Let's just see what this guy's about. He's just won a trophy. It's giving him a little bit of a love coupon to a lot of the fans. Let's give it a couple of months in the summer window and see what he does. Bought in Gabriel, bought in Thomas Partey. Brilliant. That's our replacement for Sol Campbell and Vieira we've needed for a long time. We've now got half of our spine that we've never had. Let's see what he does. Starts off a little bit inconsistent, and then we start losing at home to Villa, getting thumped. We start getting battered by Wolves, Burnley at home, Leicester at home, Everton away. Done. Get him out. I'm done. We've ruined our season. I want somebody different. This ain't working. Go and get Thomas Tuchel, who's sunning it up. Go and get Antonio Conte, who looks like he's unhappy in Milan. Or go and be brave and ambitious and show that we actually want to go and fight with the big boys and go and get Diego Simeone. No, we stick by him. Then we are forced to bring in Smith Rowe because of injuries, and he starts to link up with Saka and Martinelli. The manager's a genius. None of them were bought by him, by the way. They were all sitting there from Hell End, but the manager's a genius. Then he buys himself some time. Win that Europa League or get the hell out the club. You haven't been able to be Olympiacos, so prove to me you can get to the final against Manchester United or whoever it's going to be and make sure that we win that Europa League, because then you've got us an FA Cup victory and back into the Champions League in a season and a half. Fails against Villarreal.
But that's the story of Arsenal
Get rid of
Football
him
Club,
then.
Dan. Look, this is what we want as fans because we're ambitious and we want to see us at the top. However, like I was saying to you backstage before, the owner's inexperienced,
Mate,
the board's inexperienced, the manager's inexperienced, and now the players are inexperienced. So we've come to a point where, as fans, we already know that we haven't got the balls to make any moves and proactive moves. Because if we had, we would have got rid of Wenger when the time was right. We would have, instead of when we brought players in, there was always 2-3 players out of position that we needed, and we never, ever, ever, ever got them. We thought we're just by the younger talent, just like we're doing now, and hopefully they'll grow into that position. We fuck up again and again and again and again. And now I'm not happy we're out of absolutely everything, because it looked like Sean Dyche had a better plan than Mikel Arteta yesterday, because the guy's putting in balls, whipping in balls, 13 corners against the tallest team in the league. It makes no sense. We have no middle. There's no midfield whatsoever. And it all comes down to the club in general, because they knew January was going to be so vital for us. AFCON, do you know what I mean? Players going down with COVID, and they just should have got players through the door straight away, Dan. Do you know what I'm saying?
Round of applause, bruv. Round of applause, because everything you're saying is spot on, and it's what I've been saying all this month. Everybody's getting excited by the transfer window. Bruv, it's been open for 24 days and we have 0 incomings and 5 outgoings? Now, let's get this straight. Those 5 outgoings are deadwood. They all need to go, yeah? The only one I would have kept hold of was Maitland-Niles. Yeah, was Maitland-Niles.
Have you seen him doing up right back for fucking Mourinho, bro? He's doing up right back for Mourinho. We got no cover for Tomiyasu, yeah? His last game, he was man of the match, and he's a fuckery, trust me. Guendouzi's out there smacking it up. Torreira's out there looking like fucking, what's his name? Mascherano. Like, it's a madness. But yeah, we've got William Saliba as well, another player that's on there, and who's probably better than Ben White already. So
what could you have done yesterday? Yesterday, those players, they may not have all played, but the majority of them would have had a decent chance of getting some minutes on that pitch to help us. Even Balogun, bruv, would have been a better substitute than Beref. Yeah? I look at Guendouzi, Torreira, Maitland-Niles, Saliba, what's his name? Balogun. I look at all of those and I think, yeah, loan them by all means. Pablo Mari, another one that I think is better than Rob Holding. I look at the situation there and think, why are these players all out on loan? Deadwood to the club? Absolutely they are. But do not replace them and let them go. I think we have messed this window up so badly, and Arteta and Edu need to take the massive blame for knocking us out of everything by January, because their lack of ambition in the transfer window for this January has been nothing short of a shambles, mate.
Absolute ridiculous, Dan. And you know what it is as well? See, with Arsenal, yeah, the fans have accepted this, because I'm hearing we get Europa League, that's a good season. See, with me personally, I'm a realistic person. This is why I say, if the guy gets top 4, I don't mind seeing if he can then push half a season in. If he's not contending for the top, get him the fuck out of there, get someone else in that can do it. Watford are moving like a bigger club than us right now with their mentality. They just sacked Ranieri. They've sacked 2 managers in 1 year. Tottenham, yeah, they sacked their manager after 3 months in the job, and brought in Conte because they knew people were sniffing around. That's a big club mentality. That's where we need to get to, and only the fans can make that happen, because we can't be accepting Europa League football. We've not had a sniff of the Champions League for 5-6 years. It's beyond a joke, man. So when people see us sitting here getting mad and vexed about performances and the position and progression that we're at, there's a reason for it. People are forgetting the 11-10 years that Wenger had as well. People just keep thinking about this Unai Emery and Arteta period. It's not just that. And it's a fucking joke, bro. I swear down.
The reason that you're talking about Wenger's, Arteta's and Emery's is because of 2 people. They both have the same surname, and it's Kroenke. They are not taking us back to where we as a fan base want to be. And do you know what the irony is, Premsy? It ain't even the fan base, mate. It's the minority of the fan base. Me and you are in the minority of the fan base. When I look on social media and on podcasts, so many are happy with this process. They are so happy that Mikel Arteta has built the foundations, that in 5 years we might be able to compete. Do they think Saka and Martinelli and Smith Rowe are going to be here in 5 years if we don't win nothing? They're wrong. We've already seen this 3 times with Fabregas leaving, Van Persie leaving. Young projects don't work if they do not get success in the 2 to 3 seasons that they have to. Otherwise, they go. These players will go Newcastle in 5 years, or Manchester City or Chelsea, because they'll be winning titles. We will not be able to do that. So for me, Stan Kroenke deserves a lot of blame. Not because he hasn't pumped money into it, because look, he's pumped a lot of money into it. But look at what we've spent it on. Even this window, people are talking about how Kroenke is going to back Arteta. It's too late. He can go and buy 4 players now if he wants. The damage is done. We're out of everything.
Yeah.
Top 4, there's a smidgen chance. The only way we're going to get top 4 is if in the next 7 days we go and buy some players. And I'm talking 3 or 4, not 1.
Exactly
madness.
that, Dan. Exactly that. And you know what? It's just a story of Arsenal. We wait until January, wait till the last day of every single window, and we get bumped on the prices. And that's exactly what Arsenal deserve. They deserve to get bumped because they're thick. And do you know, when you're daft like that, you deserve everything that comes to you.
100%.
It's not fair on us fans. Like I'm saying, like Vinay, what's his credentials? What has he actually done since he stepped into this football club?
Mate,
Like,
he's been trying to sort out a European Super League, mate. That was what he was trying to do. He was trying to sort out European Super League, and now his job's done because everyone squashed his idea. Get him out. Absolute clueless clown. Another one that was surprising. I said Edu, right?
He needs
Edu.
more stick, I'm telling you, because he's just walking
now,
free with his big blockhead and that, thinking everything's all right. He needs to take some accountability. This guy was on Bruno Guimaraes, knew what he was on before he went to Lyon and couldn't get him over the door. It just shows what pull he had, and he was in Brazil himself. Do you know what I'm saying? If they really want to bring in midfielders, you got Frank Kessie there, Dan, whose contract's almost out of date, and he's a good number 6. If you don't want to get him and you want to bring some more experience in, Gini Wijnaldum, he's done it in the Premier League before, and he's not going to be expensive. We could do with somebody with a little bit more experience who's going to keep a cooler head. So I thought, if we can see this, why can't they see this?
And I said this the other day. If I can see it, that we need those positions filled, and I'm no expert, trust me, I'm just a guy with opinions who loves the club to pieces, but is not happy at the moment because of certain men. And 2 of them are at the top, and 2 of them, unfortunately, are near the bottom. And we are, at the moment, looking at those 2 because we believe that the funds are being provided. Vlahovic doesn't look like it's happening. Okay, let's not cry about it. Let's go and get somebody else. Let's go and get Alexander Isak. Okay, he's not coming. Let's go and get Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Let's go and get Ivan Toney. Let's go and get Ollie Watkins. I don't care. We need players. There should be 4 or 5 targets in the centre midfield position and the centre forward. You brought up Frank Kessie. You brought up Wijnaldum. You brought up Bruno Guimaraes. You brought up, I brought up Dennis Zakaria the other day. A player who's out of contract again. £5 million would be accepted. Why are we not going in with Basuma like Newcastle and Everton are looking around him, and Aston Villa? Great player, massive gooner. He's out in the African Cup of Nations at times, and there's African players that are still there. I don't care. We need players that are coming back into this squad to boost up what we have currently got, and at the moment it's depleted. Would you rather have nobody in there, or Guendouzi, or Maitland-Niles, or Torreira? Well, this manager would rather have nobody because he's let everybody go on loan. We're still talking about getting rid of Leno, El Neni, Callum Chambers, who did I hear the other day? Aubameyang. All these players are still being muted to leave the club. Nothing's coming in, man. You can't get rid of players just because we've only got 1 game a week now. We need a squad still to compete. It's a madness, bruv.
Do you know what it is as well? It's man management. Anyone that's got a little bit of an ego, you can't seem to handle it, Dan. And it's just proven. Any player that's got a little bit about him, it's just, and the treatment of the players needs to be fair as well. Like with Aubameyang, he's being put out the squad. I agree that he was put out the squad because you need to get disciplined. But Granit Xhaka, he's been getting red card. Now, seriously, been getting red cards left, right, and centre. Doesn't even come out and apologise. Nothing of the sort. To be fair to Aubameyang, he's not come out and said one thing. He's not come out and said one thing. We're dying for goals, even though he wasn't that great. You much more want Aubameyang to come on the pitch than fucking Eddie Nketiah. Do you know what I mean? And you know what? Bro. To be fair to Eddie, he brought on some intensity. When he came on against Burnley, he actually tried.
Do you know what? I'm not blaming Eddie Nketiah, man, anymore. I'm blaming the guy who keeps putting him on the pitch because Eddie's doing all he can. Eddie's found his level, mate. It's against Sunderland, League One, Couldn't do it in the Championship opposition, couldn't do it against Premier League opposition, but he can do it against League One. So that's his level. If the manager wants to keep bringing him on, that's on the manager. That's got nothing to do with Eddie Nketiah. He is only as good as Eddie Nketiah is. There is no way I'm going to get on Eddie Nketiah's back because he showed me what he is, and he should have shown this manager what he is, and he keeps bringing him on. Bro, we are in serious, serious trouble as a football club. Forget Burnley. Yeah, that's just one little bump compared to all of the potholes we've been seeing at this club over the last 2 years. Over the last 10 years, yeah, we are going nowhere because of the Cronkies who have employed and felt the need to stick with youngsters who have inexperience. And if Arteta can come 8th 2 years in a row and doesn't get sacked, watch him come 7th and people say it's progress. Watch him come 6th and everybody get excited because we're in the Europa League. Why do we want to be back in the Europa League? Why?
Bro,
I want to be back in the Champions League.
Mate. Don't want to be
I don't
in
want to
that.
be in it. Keep me
You
out
know
of it,
what?
mate. Get me in the Champions League or get me out the whole Europe. I don't want to be in
Do
it
you know
unless it's the Champions
Dan,
League.
But like you say, it all comes straight back down to the owner because, like I said, it's Abramovich. Tuchel looking to get chopped if he weren't winning against Tottenham. Like you
Ruthless,
said,
mate.
ruthless. You get me? There's no killer. It's like our front line. There's no killer instinct.
Mate,
like I said, bro. Fuck me, how we missed that chance, I do not know. That just clicked. If I was the manager of the club, then I would look at that the next day, go out, yeah. And like you said, there should be 4. If I can't get Vlahovic, if I can't get Isaac, why can't you get Ollie Watkins? And why can't you get Ivan Toney? Maybe Ollie Watkins might think the project at Villa is probably better than Arsenal right now.
Exactly.
But
And
playing
this is
with
my problem,
Coutinho,
bro. We've got so
what
many
just-
options that we can all see, but these two can't see it. Or they see it but don't want to go for it. What is it that we are doing that's wasting time for the whole of this month on one striker? Meanwhile, by the time we do get him over the line, and that's a massive if, by the way, we're out of everything. He would be an unbelievable signing and give us the ambition needed to push for the top 4. Doesn't mean we're guaranteed it, but certainly wouldn't have missed the chance that Lacazette did yesterday. Defensive midfield, Bruno Guimaraes. Get the guy in. Yeah? If Edu, like you said, has been scouting this guy, he can clearly see what a good player he is. His stats don't lie. He's a talent. He's young. He's Brazilian, so he's right up Edu's street. Why have we not gone for him? Get these two guys in and we have a chance. If we do not get anybody in, Premsy, we will finish 7th, mate. Below West Ham, Man United, Spurs, because our squad is depleted.
Totally depleted. And it comes back to him helping man out like Mourinho, bro. Like, I hate Mourinho. Nah, serious. How he's chatted shit about Arsenal Football Club. You don't help man out and give man one of our good young talents. Fair enough, yeah. It's a shame what's happened to Ainsley because, like, he's not deserved the treatment he's been had. And even when he has come on, he's played well. So why couldn't, if he was there now, he would have definitely been in that team. 100%, I'm telling you, he'd be in that team. But it comes down to management again. It comes down to Arteta, bro. He's letting these players go. Nobody coming in at all. And he's trying to go with bare bones. And then when he does bring the kids on the bench, like Omari Hutchinson and that, he won't give him a sniff. Because for me, 80 minutes in, yeah, Saka's looking shattered because he just took a heavy knock 10 minutes before. Take him off. There's no point bringing these kids on. Let him have a go. Look at Alanga at Man United. He's been a fresher breath air. And you know what, bro? It's like, we got these players. We see what they do in the under-23s and that. You bring them on the bench, give them a little run out. If one tactic's not working, whipping the ball in, try something else, pack the middle. Do you know what I mean? Drop a defender forward because Burnley were just looking to hit us on the counter anyway.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I didn't see enough there. And people say, oh, he couldn't have done anything. Well, okay, the bench is depleted. There's nobody to bring on, apparently, right? Now, I would have brought some of them kids on anyway because we needed something to change.
Yeah,
but there are other things you can do. You can change the formation up. You can bring on Callum Chambers and put Ben White in midfield who's good on the ball and start to distribute it. You can go 4-4-2 if you want to bring Eddie on instead of sticking him out on the left or whatever he was. You could look to change the formation. You can look to change
Martinelli,
the shape.
You
can swap Martinelli and Saka. Martinelli and Saka had 3 players on him either side. Change up the formation and stop that from happening. Nothing. Didn't even try it. We just sat there and allowed Burnley to say, this is easy. 0-0 coming here. We had no chance of scoring, mate. No chance. And people will blame the players, right? Who bought these players? If you're blaming the players, you're blaming the manager and Arteta. And Edu. Because they bought these players. That's what I do not get. It's always the players. When we win, manager's a genius. When we lose, players ain't good enough.
But you know what it is, Dan, as well? With these players that have come in, I'm not going to lie, certain players I can see good things from. But they're never going to go to that next level without experience by their side. They can't do it. Like, when you play football yourself, bro, I'm guessing you play football. You get me,
man.
You're on the pitch now, yeah, and you're with, all 18-year-olds and that, and you're playing against men on the other side. I'm telling you now, it's a big difference. Whether they're shit or not, bro, they're men. It's a big difference. Do you know what I mean? The mentality as well. people that have been there, done it, and seen it. We need, and we're not talking about granddads like David Luiz and that. Like Wijnaldum, he's not so young, he's not so old for me. I think he can sit in that midfield, Premier League proven, and be sturdy right next to Partey. Why not? He's not going to get us no red and yellow cards like Xhaka, yeah, because he's been in the league and he hardly ever got sent off. So it's proven he can do it. So why not go for them players? And these players are not hard. If Newcastle are looking to get him, bro, you're telling us we can't get him.
And this is the thing as well, mate. People say, but no one else is doing anything in the window. Two things. Yes, they are, because Everton, Villa and Newcastle are signing players. And secondly, I don't give a damn if no one else is doing anything. I care about the Arsenal Football Club. I don't look at Liverpool and go, oh, they're not signing anyone, Liverpool. Or Man United don't look like they're going to sign it. I couldn't give a damn. I could not give a shit what they do. I'm worried about what we need to do right now. And they are no one in that league, 1 to 20, maybe even Burnley are probably closest to us, are the only other team that are depleted. We are depleted because of our own doing. Burnley are depleted because people are buying their players and they've got COVID cases. We're depleted because people are in Africa that we knew about all season and people are injured or getting sent off with red cards and we're loaning them out. It's unbelievable, mate. It's just the incompetence, mate, the way it's run.
So where would you go from here, Dan? If you had your chance now, say you was to sack Arteta, who would you bring in now to cover from now to the end of the season? Say he gets another 3-4 defeats on the bounce and he ends up getting sacked. Because something like that's going to have to take him to get sacked because these are not going to sack him. I'm telling you, these ain't going to sack him unless we're back on our ass. You know what I mean?
They're not going to sack him. So my unrealistic shout would be Simeone. He wouldn't come because obviously he's at Atletico Madrid. But I did say that about a lot of people told me about that about other managers. Oh, Conte never come to Arsenal. What a joker! Oh, he's at Spurs, so he would have. Yeah. Diego Simeone would come to Arsenal, but probably at the end of the season. So
have you seen this? Sam Allardyce.
Mate, we might need him at a moment. Listen, what I would do, honestly, if I can't tempt Simeone to Arsenal, I get Ten Hag and Overmars in and get rid of Arteta and Edu. Because they are understanding of a youth project and they've made it work at Ajax, so they have experience of that. If it was a Premier League manager to pick, I would go with Graham Potter because I think what he's doing at Brighton is unreal. He's lost 4 games this season. We've lost 8. It's unbelievable.
He doesn't get enough credit. Don't get enough credit.
He's been class, mate. He's been class. I think he's going to be a great manager. So I would go for him if I was to pick one in the Premier League. But if Arteta gets sacked, mate, because the fans all unite and decide to get him out, because that's the only way it's going to happen, like we did with Emery when they all wanted him out of the Emirates.
Yeah, even the fan base won't do it. The treatment of Emery and Arteta is so unfair,
isn't it? Unbelievable.
Unreal as well, man.
I can't believe. I don't know why this guy is so protected. I do not understand it. Would Freddie Ljungberg have been this protected? I don't think so. It's because he's Pep's understudy. That's what it is. It must be. I don't know what else it is. I don't get it.
Because anybody that would speak out about him is gone in it. That's how you got to think about it. Anyone who's would have a chip on the shoulder, or anyone who's got a little bit of an arsehole about him and will go and speak about something, they've all gone in it. You ain't going to see Saka and Smith Rowe going knocking on Vinay's door and not saying Arteta's a
absolutely, twat, mate. Absolutely, mate. He's got rid of all them. He's got the yes men in. But you know what? Someone asked me a great question yesterday. Who would you rather have gone, Arteta or Kroenke? And I said Kroenke. Do you know why? Because if an owner comes in with ambition, he'll get rid of Arteta. Yeah. And that's the question mark. If we're going to replace Kroenke with another Kroenke, let's just keep Kroenke. If we're going to replace Kroenke with someone with ambition, that is the Roman Abramovich style ambitious owner, that wants to take Arsenal back and only demand one thing, and that's the best, then I think these lot will be cleared out in seconds, mate. And we'd have a board of Arsenal men. We'd have Diego Simeone with his coaching staff. We'd be a horrible team to play against and a real hard team to beat. And that's what I want to see. And that ain't going to happen, mate. We're dreaming if we think that's going to happen. We're stuck with this process for a good 3 years. This guy could finish 3 years in a row, and the Kroenkes will still say it's a process that takes 5 years. Man, we got another 4 years of this, bruv. We're stuck.
Do you know what? It's a scapegoat in a sense for the Kroenkes to use it as a process because they're being shit since they've come to the club. And people, like I keep saying, people and our fans keep forgetting the 10 years on the back of Wenger's reign, which was dead. You know what I mean? This is not just being a 3-4 year period where Arsenal's demised. We've been demised over the last, I'll say, about 17 years properly.
Oh, definitely, mate. Since we moved to the Emirates, mate. Since we smashed Highbury down.
Within them 17 years, look how many teams we've seen develop and grow. For example, Leicester. Do you know what I mean? They're a team who's shown how a proper structure should be put into place. 17
club,
years ago, bro, Liverpool were shit. They were absolutely shit. but they've now got a proper footballing structure in place. Yeah, they might not spend the money, but when they do get money, they spend it correctly. That's something we can't say for our club. Do you know what I mean? And teams, Tottenham, 17 years ago, where were Tottenham? A couple years ago, they're at the Champions League final. So there's development. West Ham, where were they?
Yep.
There's teams that are just jumping ahead of us in regard to development, better training grounds, better everything. So we're just being left behind now. And it's the same kind of thing with Manchester United. The two clubs that have got a very old school mentality and struggling to move with the times. And that's what I see as a fan, bro. I promise
100%, brother. And I look at this moving forward now and I look back and I think, where has it gone wrong? We moved from Highbury to the Emirates to compete with the big boys. That's what we were told. We were all sold that dream. And look at who we're competing with now. We're competing with Wolves, mate. Yeah? We're competing with Brighton. We're competing with Everton. We're competing with Leicester. All these teams that I never even thought would come near us back in 2004 have all either beaten us or been in and around us in league position the way that they're finishing. This is an absolute shambles of a project. And unfortunately, when you trust the process, you're accepting it. You're accepting the mediocrity, in my opinion. Now, I don't care how people support their football club, but don't come at me when I'm trying to demand the best and say that I'm toxic or negative, because I'll come back at you and say that you're a disgrace as a fan. Because you're accepting 6th place as progress. You're accepting 8th place because it takes time to build a side. Even though this manager spent $250,000 and Unai Emery spent half of that and got to a Europa League final and finished 5th, 1 point off 4th. So don't come
He
at me
didn't even get the players
saying,
that he wanted. The players that he wanted, he didn't even get.
He wanted Zaha, he got Pepe. He wanted Partey, he got Ceballos. He wanted Upamecano, he got David Luiz. So don't start saying all this nonsense about how Arteta's the guy and all this, because this guy's been backed more than Unai Emery, and do you know what? Even more than Arsene Wenger was in his last couple of years. So Josh Kroenke has now taken the lead, and we believe that that is going to now be a different process with the same Kroenkes that messed up the last 17 years. The same board who are now dinosaurs and too old to do anything are still here. I love and respect the Ken Fryers and the Lord Parish of Peckhams of this world, but they need replacing with Arsenal men. Yeah, they need replacing with Arsenal blood. Even if it's a Gilberto Silva, even if it's a David O'Leary, a Martin Keown, or Tony Adams, whatever you want to do, get some Arsenal blood in there on the board that care. That was
one thing I didn't understand as well, Dan. Last thing as well. Yeah, I don't understand how they opted for Arteta in the start. Say they were going to try to build a project, and they didn't go in for Patrick Vieira, who did have league experience. He managed the team before, you know what I mean?
And he was a legend of Arsenal.
And he was a legend.
Arteta was
so
not.
This comes down to the owners of the football club not having a clue, and then the board being inexperienced, and it all comes down to that, Dan. So I know you got to go soon, so I'm gonna leave it at that. And I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a good one, man. I appreciate it. So people, big up. You're gonna find Dan Potts on Lee Judges TV, also on Instagram as well, Dan Potts. But yeah, Dan, pleasure having you on.
Man,
looks like it's gonna be a long season for us, isn't it?
Oh man, it's gonna be, and there's gonna be more bumps in the road, as everyone keeps saying. That's all I keep hearing. Bumps in the road, man. There's too many bumps in the road for me. But Prem's always a pleasure, man.
Peace,
love, man.
Love, life, brother. Love.